friends, as Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice." In my heart I believe this, but at the same time I have grave doubts in our species' ability or inclination to act ethically toward any other species, or to recognize our interconnectedness. It's not an exaggeration to say that as a species we have been at the edge of a moral precipice for some time. Let's face it, we are a very violent, greedy, and selfish species, on the brink of extinction, and we only have ourselves to blame. As we head into 2013, we will hear lots of New Year's resolutions. Some will be trivial, some will be thoughtful. We will hear lots of wishes for peace on earth and calls for the end of violence all over the world. But friends, if we want, quote, peace on earth, end quote, which one could seriously doubt, we need to stop deceiving ourselves. And the first way to end this self-deception is to stop telling ourselves that at the bodies and secretions of non-human animals, which we consume 3 times a day, and all forms of animal use, has nothing to do with the epidemic of violence we witness each day in the world. If we think that murderous rampages against women and children and wars against the vulnerable and the poor have nothing to do with the torture and murder of 56 billion non-humans each year, not including sea animals, which is a far greater number, then we are really living a delusion. So how can we move forward as a species? What is an alternative to wringing our hands or drowning in skepticism or lying to ourselves and saying there is nothing we can do? There is something we can do. We may not be able to stop corporate-dominated government from ignoring climate change till it's all too late. The time for action has almost passed. But we can make a decision which is most profound, and we will greatly help the planet. We can remove the extreme violence of animal use in all its forms from our lives. That means we can become vegan. Being vegan means we stop using non-humans for food, for clothing, entertainment, and other reasons. Being vegan is the most important and progressive action we can take in our lives. It's easy, it's doable, it's affordable, and most importantly, it's the morally right thing to do. As I mentioned earlier, Martin Luther King said, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice." He was just one man, but look at the impact he made on others. Let's take our blinders off and recognize justice. Let's be fair. We need to stop lying to ourselves right now that we can continue participating in the violence of animal use and continue to claim we are non-violent or that we want justice. We need to stop deceiving ourselves that non-humans are things, that because they are not like us, that they do not matter. We need to stop denying their sentience and deceiving ourselves their sentience does not matter. We need to stop deceiving ourselves that non-humans only have an interest in serving us, that they are our happy slaves, that they have no interest in continuing life, only an interest in not suffering, and that murdering them is morally acceptable. That's a lie, and we know it. Non-human animals have an interest in relationships. They protect and care for their young. They have their own purpose. They suffer. They have emotional lives. They love life, and they do not want to die. And they have an interest in living free of exploitation. As individuals, we need to stop perpetrating this lie, this speciesist indoctrination, that exploiting the vulnerable and the innocent is acceptable and justifiable. We need to stop deceiving ourselves and our children that there's such a thing as happy slaves, that non-humans willingly give up their lives, their young, and their bodies for us, so that we can have a few moments of palate pleasure, or so that we can wear that new coat, or see that new zoo exhibit, and so forth. The multitude of lies we tell ourselves allows us to continue to use these wonderful individuals as property, food, clothing, entertainment, and for other reasons. Every time we tell ourselves these dangerous lies, we make our species just that bit poorer. Every one of the many trillions upon trillions of unique non-human individuals we have tortured and murdered over millions of years for convenience, entertainment, palate pleasure, and other reasons will never be seen again on this planet. Our speciesism, our species' delusions of supremacy, have set the path for our own destruction, which at this stage is assured as we continue to blindly lurch forward on a path of violence. The planet, which in our delusion we believe is our own, is alive, and it has a way of maintaining balance. Has the planet witnessed mass extinction before? Yes, numerous times. But this time this planet will witness a human-made mass extinction. The planet now bides its time as our species knowingly runs towards extinction, an extinction fueled by corporate-dominated government. We will cause the mass extinction of the majority of other species, non-human animals and plants. Although the planet will continue on without us, we have changed it forever. In my opinion, the good news is that one day there will be little to no trace of our devastation or our species' existence. Mass extinctions have occurred before, but the planet will replenish and continue on. Simply put, as a species we have failed to acknowledge our interconnectedness and our interdependence with others. It is our undoing. We have chosen to exploit the vulnerable and exploit the planet, and now we will most likely perish. As a species, we accept and celebrate our love of and addiction to violence, and we deny our sad state of greed and selfishness. As a species, we deny the very basic right of other animals to live free of exploitation, and we will pay the price. We deny our disgraceful exploitation of the vulnerable, the 99.999% of the planet's population who are non-human. We use up and destroy the community tree of trees and other plant life. Those who call out the insanity are shunned, ridiculed, and even killed and imprisoned. Anything to allow the spectacle and illusion to go on unabated. Most of us live a life of violence we deny we participate in. Let's stop wringing our hands. Let's take a hard, honest look at our individual lives. Let's live a truthful life. Let's stop using non-human animals as property. Ending animal exploitation through non-violent means is not insignificant. Nothing good can come of our murderous, selfish, greedy existence we all participate in because we are not vegan. Let's bring true love and peace to the world, not just empty words, but real peace, respect, love, and justice to 99.999% of the world's population who are not human. It's a win-win situation. Let's not shake our head and say it's too late. If we believe it's too late, then it is too late. The solution? Be vegan and educate others to do so. Live simply and make every action in our life beneficial and non-harmful. Being vegan is about other animals, but we will benefit greatly, as will the planet. Being vegan will be the best, most profound, and easiest decision we will make in our life. There's no time like the present. So let's make 2013 the year our self-deception ends. Please be vegan.